Oh, I'm sure. And really, I believe they're guided.
They're guided. I
even
believe
when
they are.
You've got an animal that's lost, got out of its fence or something.
Yeah.
They are guided to somebody that's an animal lover.
Well, yeah, there's a cat that's underneath our building, and the cat's a wild cat.
Oh,
and
my
it's been
gosh.
living through this whole winter, and it's still alive. How could it have survived 70 below the other day? It's living underneath that big, our buildings.
Yeah.
And it's way up underneath that building. Can you believe that cat is still alive?
Wow.
Wow, that's what I said. Wow. And they put food down. And so I guess maybe it's eating the food and living down there.
Well, if it's got food,
And it's hairy.
and some protection. Yeah.
Got fur on. Good. It's not bald cat. No, it's got fur on it.
The other thing that's interesting too about the angels, when we think of them as guardians to us, not only do we have angels, but everybody has spirit guides. And
Oh, really?
To be a spirit guide, you have to have lived on Earth at one time. Okay, angels typically don't; they're beings of light. Okay, so
Really?
spirit guide can be your deceased grandmother.
Yeah.
Might be looking after you.
Yeah.
Could be any of the saints. Could be the apostles. Could be somebody that we don't even know that is just helping guide our life besides. And I find many, many times spirit guides, if a particular spirit guide is with you, it is because it has something to do with how you're living your life and how they led their life. Like St. Francis of Assisi will many times show up to your animal lovers.
Oh, how fun.
You will find Thomas, the apostle, doubting Thomas, will many times show up with people that just don't believe, that they have to have things proven over and over again.
They have to see something.
Yeah, so so it's real interesting.
Right, that is
Or you'll
interesting.
have, like, say, Thomas of Aquinas, an incredible philosopher. The one that St. Thomas College is named after.
yeah.
He will show up with people that are very, very intellectual.
Oh, sure.
I had a client this week that was a nuclear physicist, and his spirit guide was Albert Einstein.
Whoa, no way!
I loved it. I was like, are you kidding me?
No way! Oh
Yeah.
my gosh!
I know. I've had the Virgin Mary show up.
Oh my goodness!
I've had everybody that you can possibly imagine. Yeah. Usually,
Really? Mary Magdalene ever show up?
actually, yes. Actually, yes. I have had her show up.
I know she has to me too.
She,
She showed up to me.
She shows up many times with people that are in relationship conflicts.
Yes.
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 Yeah.
Yes.
An absolute dear, loving soul.
Yeah.
She
This is many years ago, but I just believe it was. I just believe I seen her.
Oh,
And it was a female, and she said, "I'm Mary Magdalene" to me. I was kind of like half asleep at that time.
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh, cool."
Sweet. Could you come back in the morning?
Sweet. Could you come back to see me tomorrow morning?
We'll have coffee.
Yeah, we'll have coffee. Yeah. You and I got a lot to talk about.
No kidding. But
In my past life and Mary Magdalene, we kind of like.
yeah.
I just knew I was a little angel. They thought I was bad, but I was good.
You were good. But the biggest thing about that sort of thing is that is to give it confirmation. These things happen all the time.
Do they?
Seeing,
Yeah.
seeing deceased relatives, seeing something, seeing, people see orbs, but we rationalize them.
Do they move lights? Can they turn on and off lights or make the lights dim?
Spirits can. Spirits that have not crossed over, that are, and I have to tell you that there are many, many reasons my angels, I call them my angels.
Yeah, right,
They're
right.
everybody's angels, but I'm so
Yeah.
used to talking to them. In fact, I
Right.
call them the boys.
Okay.
Yeah,
the guys.
you got Michael and Raphael, and you
Raphael,
got,
yeah.
sounds like the Ninja Turtles,
Right, yeah, you got them all.
I
Yeah.
got them all. Because I have a frequency
connection
and
with them.
vibration about myself that connects to them.
Right.
Okay, so
Right.
so that's why.
God, I wish I could get that.
And
wish
you
I
know
could
what's
get
so sad is that so many people have this ability. Everybody is
know,
born with
I do have the ability.
ability for a psychic gift.
know I
It
do.
is easier for those that are more creative to access it. It's more difficult for your in the box thinkers, your black and white
everything's-
logical
that ain't me.
thinkers, for them to access it. But you know, we all have that ability, and you know what's really sad is that so many times with kids, with young kids, you know, it gets shut down by society, by school, by just the way our world
By
is.
saying, "Oh, you're just-"
And then you can't reconnect. Many times you just don't have the ability to reconnect. You know,
Yeah, that's
That's-
because they tell you that when you're a kid. Oh, you're just dreaming that, or that must have been a dream, or
oh yeah,
Stuff
yeah.
like that.
Well, my parents always said to
Ignore
me,
it.
you know, oh, you have a vivid imagination. You know.
yeah, they used to say it to me too. Yeah, you got a
Yeah.
My mom used to say you got a vivid imagination.
Yeah, and you know,
Yeah.
if you don't have somebody else to talk to about it, you know, if you kind of
don't
bring
know
it up
no
to your
different.
friends, I have people that call me every week that say to me, I had a man yesterday, 33 years old, and he said, you know, I've been reading these spiritual books and kind of opening up my mind, but there is nobody in our group of friends that I can talk about this with. You know, and so,
Shame.
well, it is a
Kind of, but he
shame.
can talk to you.
But you just have to find like-minded people, and there's a lot of us out there.
Oh yeah,
You know,
yeah.
because we can't always talk about. You couldn't always talk about what your life was with everybody.
Oh no, no. But now I do. Now it's
Well,
now
and
it's
the-
helping other people. So
And you know what? Thank God, because times have changed.
yeah, thank God.
I was in college here at the University of Minnesota in the 60s.
Oh,
and that was actually supposed to be kind of our spiritual evolution time.
Yes.
You know, I mean, think about it.
Yes, it was,
Because
yes.
People were getting more open-minded
That's true.
after generations of everything being done the
Hush,
same
hush,
way.
quiet.
Things were changing. Kids were saying, you know, wait, I got to think about politics just because.
peace, love, and
Yeah.
war, and I mean the peace movement and the peace and the smoking the pipe and all that stuff started happening in the '60s.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
and it kind of started opening up people to. I think it started opening up people to start thinking more. Not maybe because of the drug that I took at that time, was Orange Sunshine. It was called, and it was a mind-altering drug, and I could see things moving, and it was just it was funny to me at the time. I was a young kid, you know, and it was funny. I just laughed and laughed. And boy, if I ever saw that today, I'd be freaked out.
Yeah.
You know, but then that was the time then when the movement, everybody started opening up about soul travel. My girlfriend, like in the
Well, that's when
'60s,
Shirley
soul
MacLaine,
right?
Shirley MacLaine.
MacLaine.
Yeah, came out with those first books
That's
back,
right.
I think, in the early '70s. You know, and that was
Right.
like, oh my God.
Oh my
just a
gosh, this is
huge
really
shock.
huge. Yeah, it was huge. Like I didn't believe in that.
Yeah, yeah. In fact, she
Yeah.
really risked her
whole
reputation,
reputation,
at that
yeah.
time for where she was to
did.
do that. You know, and
She
give her a
did.
lot of credit.
She did. I give her a lot of credit because I believe in that. I totally believe in that.
Yeah.
I mean, I had my girlfriend. She was a soul travel. She was a mystic, and she was a grand mystic. And she'd give me a deck of cards, and she'd say, "Janie, I want you to take this deck of cards. I want you to put the red ones over there and the black ones over here. And I don't want you to look at anything. Just take the card and look at the card
decide.
and decide what it is and put it." And I would do. Every card was perfect except for 3 cards out of a whole deck.
Oh my gosh.
She used to say, "Janie, you've got powers. You've got
Yeah.
spiritual powers that you don't realize that you have, and you could soul travel, and you could da da da." And I'm going, oh, I used to listen to her like, wow, can you teach me?
Yeah.
I was
it's-
open to all that.
Yeah,
But,
you know, but a lot of people weren't. And I think in the 60s, what kind of lost a little bit was, unfortunately, the drug culture.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That's how that happened to me. Was I was
Yeah.
on drugs, and then we started smoking pot and laughing and giggling, and it was a drug age.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what it was.
But
and
we're
then
back.
we thought that that's what caused that to happen, was that we were open-minded about it because of the drugs.
Yeah. But when you look back and think
Yeah,
about it, think about all of your tribal cultures
Right.
that accessed,
Oh, yeah, they did all that.
did the
Before
access
that.
to the spiritual world by God knows what they were smoking or
Well,
taking. But,
yeah.
it was just.
Pot grows in the ground.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a weed. It's not a man-made drug.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have been smoking pot, the peace pipe,
Oh, they used
or hash, or whatever.
many
Municipal
mushrooms.
Mushrooms,
many,
they did smoke
anything,
mushrooms,
You
yeah.
know, but it promoted
The brain, I think.
opened the mind to the
That's-
spiritual world. It kind of took down that veil. That
exactly what I think.
has kind of keeps us separate. But I'll tell you what is really exciting is that since the alignment of the planets, which took place on the winter solstice this year on 12/21/12.
Oh, that's right. That's right. It did.
What's really exciting about that is that for the first time in the history of our planet, we are going from a third dimension, Earth is in a third dimension, okay,
Yeah.
to the fourth and fifth dimension. And what that means is that that veil is going to be coming down for everybody. Okay, that's going to be coming much, much thinner, where everybody is going to start seeing things more, having clear intuition, seeing apparitions maybe. Absolutely.
It's going to be great.
And this is actually what scientists believe have blocked us. We've got all of these UFO sightings and all of these things that
I've
go
seen
on.
UFO in Chicago.
Okay.
the
But
70s.
we don't communicate. We're seeing for most,
Right,
for
we
the most
we
part,
see it, but
we're seeing something that is, and not everybody has that ability. A lot of it depends upon your frequency and vibration, and that's why if yours is a little higher, you catch glimpses of these things. Okay.
Okay.
But now, as this is changing, and of course, it's going to take years to change. I mean, it didn't just happen on the 21st and there it is.
No, I'm
But
sure.
they're aligned up, and now everybody's going to start developing an ability to communicate with all of these other species that absolutely are out there. I'm telling you, there is
Wow,
no
This is so cool.
way that we are the only planet that supports life in the only universe.
Of course not.
No.
I
mean, I've heard that they believe that we have 144,000 different galaxies within our galaxy. Within our universe.
Wow.
And that just means that when they talk about parallel Earths and things, that just means that they're right here. They're right here enjoying our same planets, our Milky Way, everything else, but they are operating at a different frequency and vibration, so we don't see them.
We don't operate with them.
That's the same way they always say heaven isn't like way out there beyond the clouds.
No.
Heaven's right here.
Right here beside
Heaven's
you.
just, it's existing.
We're living in it.
And I'll tell you something, and this is one of the things that I love the best about my angels, okay?
What?
There is no hell.
Good. I'm so glad to hear. Yay.
But
Good.
Hell?
I'm glad.
hell is a man-made concept
That's true.
to put the fear in religion, and that's a shame.
That's a shame.
There
That
is
is a
no
shame.
purgatory. There is no holding place. There is no limbo. Come on, let's face it.
Yeah.
They have said to me time and time again, hell is what you make of your incarnation.
Well, I believe that.
Yeah.
I believe that people make their own hell.
Yeah.
I mean, I've always thought that.
And I won't, I won't get into a big
No.
controversy thing because I'm not going to get into religion. But, it just stands to logic because how could you have an all-loving God that's a creator
No.
that would,
Let somebody go over there.
that doesn't make sense. You're punished. You're going to hell for the rest of eternity,
don't
but
think
I'm
so.
an all-loving God.
Yeah, right. No.
Sounds a little more like some of our politicians.
Doesn't it? Yeah, it does.
The tables are empty, the dance floor's deserted. You play that